Hello, I am here at Pansardo with Sebastian, and he is going to talk to you about the Blue Zone, the Sardinian Blue Zone, and why it is so important and good for you.
Hello everybody, so I'm Sebastian. I was born and raised in Sardinia. As I tell folks, I didn't really know that I was raised in a blue zone. It just so happened that a lot of folks around me, a lot of our elders do get to live to a long age that certainly seems longer than average in the world. And so there's many elements to it. A lot of it for me is simply our culture. Things are really normal, but when you view them in comparison to other places, you get to see why so many of these are special traits and really good practices. So one of the main elements that people like to talk about is the diet. Sardinian diet has a lot of really good products, especially where I'm from, which is the inland of Sardinia. We eat a lot of great cheese, mostly sheep's milk products. We have a really strong relationship with what's around us. It's a negro-pastoral world, as they call it, so a lot of shepherds, but also a lot of fresh produce. And that's just part of it. We also walk a lot. Most of us are born in towns that are on some shape or form up and down the hills, and so part of the social nature of things is walking to school, walking to places, even something as simple as you go visit a friend. If you have time, you're just gonna walk up to their house, and this kind of gives us a lot of healthy dynamics. Sardinian wine is something that's also really talked about. Normally it's associated with the specific type of Grenache grapes that make Canonau, rich in antioxidants, but a really important element of this is also to remind people that oftentimes we get together socially. We actually use a thing called spuntino, which it's kind of hard to translate. Kind of means like, I don't know, picking and eating different things, and we'll have cheese, we have dry cured meats, wine again, and they're just really important gathering moments. Those times we just catch up. A lot of us, as is the case for me, do end up leaving the island, either moving to mainland Italy, bigger cities, or as is my case, the US. So it's also a really important time for those of us who do come back, especially in the summertime, or just in general. We're definitely place a lot of value on social relationships, our families. We are close to our kin. It's a very common phrase actually to be asked, whose son are you, whose daughter are you? It's very important for us to keep those traditions, especially because they range in up to thousands of years. So growing up in Sardinia, it was entirely normal for me to see like the old structures, the old roots to what essentially seems to have forged this blue zone. Right behind me, it's a cheese fridge that has several different types. There's one of them which is actually called Fiore Sardo, which means Sardinian flour. It's a naturally smoky cheese, and it's essentially one that's been traced back to the Bronze Age. So these are very long traditions. We still keep in touch with like our crafts, our work. Work is very important to us, and it kind of allows you to keep an active lifestyle, an active social lifestyle, and just an overall connection to what's around you, a forges community, and what's had these places endure. Like I said, most of our towns, I mean, I'll easily point out houses that are up to like 200 to 300 years old. The front part of my church that I grew up going to, that's just the main church in town, essentially one of 7 or 8 I should add, but kind of the main center focus. Front of it is several hundreds of years old, I think back to like the 1300s. So yeah, we have sort of the lifestyle of like the old traditions, keeping up with the new. Of course, modernity is there as well, so it's not everybody doesn't have cars. We obviously do, but with modernity, with common things, we also like to keep in touch with our roots, our traditions, whether they cultural, social. Food is, again, very important. If there's anything, the diet there is, I 100% think it's to blame in a positive way for our longevity. And yeah, it's really exciting to get to share this.
Yeah, I think I'm part Sardinian too, because I love cheese and I love getting together with my girlfriends, and we always sit around eating cheese all the time. And yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.